today I'm gonna show you a very famous Indian sweet which is loved by almost everyone, that is Kaju Barfi, or in other words it is also known as Kaju Katli. This is basically prepared out of cashew powder and sugar syrup with some flavors in it, and it is a very rich mithai you can easily prepare at home, especially during the time of festivals and occasions. So without further delay, let me show you what you need for this. Cashew nuts powder 250 grams, sugar 150 grams, water 100 ml, a few strands of saffron, 1 teaspoon of rose water, silver work to garnish, half a teaspoon of clarified butter or ghee. Here I've got the cashew powder ready. For this, grind the cashews in a dry blender, and the cashews should be at room temperature and not from the fridge, otherwise it will start leaving moisture. Also make sure do not overgrind them, otherwise they'll start releasing oil. So you can check a couple of times in between while grinding, and even if there are few very tiny pieces remaining, that's okay, not a problem. So my powder is ready. Keep it aside. Take the sugar and the water in a pan and keep it on low to medium high heat. First let it come to a boil, allowing the sugar to dissolve completely. Now keep the flame on low and let it cook for further 8 to 10 minutes until it comes to two-string consistency. This is a very slow process. It will take some time and patience. Also mix the saffron over here. Two-string consistency means when you drop, it should flow in two strings. Let it boil and come to desired two-string consistency, and once it is done, remove it off the heat and mix the rose water, and now add the cashew nuts powder to it and mix well until it has absorbed all the sugar syrup and comes together to form a smooth and soft dough. And if in case you find your dough to be little dry, you can add a tablespoon or two milk to it. Here I've got some butter paper which I've greased with some clarified butter or ghee. Place the round dough onto it and then place another sheet of butter paper on top of it. Now roll it with the help of a rolling pin. The dough should be still hot or warm while you are rolling, otherwise it will become hard and firm and you won't be able to roll it properly. So make sure to roll it before it cools down. Roll it into the thickness you desire. Here I am making 1/4 inch thick. Few people also make it more thicker, so you can do as per your choice. Now with the help of small butter paper which I have greased with some clarified butter, I am going to rub all over the dough this way. Now slowly place the silver work onto it this way. Be very careful while placing it. Do not touch your hands or fingers onto it. And the fan should also be off while doing this, otherwise it will go away because these are very light and delicate to handle. Once you place them, let it stand for some time and cool down a bit. And then I am going to cut it into long strips in the crisscross way to remove the diamond shaped barfis out of it using a sharp knife, gently taking care not to tear it apart. You can see how beautifully they have come out. Arrange them in a plate for serving or put it in any airtight container. So my rich and mouth-watering Kaju Katli or Kaju Barfis are ready. Here I've put some silver work on them. If you want, you can skip them also. Just make them and just put it in any airtight container and you can store up to 1 week. So this was the basic Kaju Katli I showed you, and if you want to make specifically Kesar Kaju Barfi, you can just go ahead and add half teaspoon of saffron soaked in 1 tablespoon of milk and just put it in the mixture for a more dominant flavor of Kesar and its color. Today I am gonna show you how to prepare pineapple Sheera stuffed with ice cream. This is a kind of pudding. It is a delicious and easy preparation which is made out of rava and pineapple. The pineapple gives it a really sweet as well as slight tangy flavor which comes out really good. So basically first I am going to show you how to make pineapple Sheera, and then later I am going to show you how to stuff ice cream into it and then plate it up. So let's see what you need for this. 3/4 cup rava or fine suji, half a cup of ghee or clarified butter, 1/4 cup of pineapple puree, 3 tablespoons of chopped pineapple, half a cup of water, half a cup of milk, 1/4 teaspoon of saffron strands, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder, 1 tablespoon of cashews, 1 tablespoon of raisins, 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. First take little ghee in a pan and fry the cashews and raisins just for a minute, and then remove them and keep it aside. And now in a container, boil the water along with the milk and mix. Let it come to a boil, and now mix the sugar and stir it to dissolve completely. Make sure that the sugar is completely dissolved, and once it is done, close the flame and at last add the saffron strands and let it stand for around 8 to 10 minutes till we can start preparing our Sheera, and by that time the saffron will leave its color and will be nicely infused in the water and milk solution. Now in a pan, add the remaining ghee and add the rava or the fine suji to it. Stir it over low to medium high heat. Keep stirring it often until it looks little roasted and becomes light golden brown in color. Keep doing and stirring it until it starts leaving out its aroma for around 5 to 6 minutes. So keep stirring it so that it doesn't become very dark and prevent it from burning. Once you see that it is cooked enough and roasted and has got slight pale golden brown color, now keep the flame on very low and slowly mix in the water and the milk solution. Keep stirring it. The suji will start absorbing most of the moisture. Keep adding the water, and at this point of time also add the pineapple puree and the pineapple chunks. Here I've done the puree and the chunks directly with the raw pineapple, but few people also like to boil the pineapple first for some time and then cut it into chunks and make puree out of it, so you can do accordingly, whatever you like. Keep stirring it constantly to make a smooth texture and breaking the lumps. This will take around 3 to 4 minutes. If you want, you can cover it with a lid on low flame for at least 2 minutes. Now I am going to remove the lid. Now you can see it has come to good consistency. Now close the flame. This is the right texture we want. It should be little moist and on softer side. Now mix in the cardamom powder and the earlier fried cashews and raisins and again mix well. Now comes the interesting part of plating. Now I'll show you how to stuff it with some ice cream for serving. Take a medium sized bowl and put a cling wrap inside the bowl this way. Now to this bowl I'm going to fill the prepared Sheera, and with the help of the back of the spoon or with the help of your hands, stick it nicely on the sides of the bowl, filling the bowl nicely and keeping some space in between and making a cavity in the center. You can see this way. Make a cavity in the center for filling the vanilla ice cream. Now once it is filled nicely and I've got a cavity in the center, now I'm going to fill this space with the vanilla ice cream, patting it a little and leveling it with the help of a spoon. Now place it upside down on the plate you want to serve. Pat it a little and lift the bowl slowly and then remove the cling wrap. You can see how beautiful it looks. If you want, you can garnish it with some extra cashews and raisins over here. Now I'm going to cut it with the help of a spoon, and you can see how lovely it looks. It looks like a lava cake with all the vanilla ice cream oozing out. So my soft and sweet pineapple sheera is ready and looks quite impressive and amazing with the stuffed ice cream in it oozing out. And if you want, you can use any other ice cream of your choice. And when you bite into it, the warm pineapple syrup with the pineapple chunks and the chilled ice cream is really irresistible. So today I'm gonna show you how to prepare Kurmura Laddus. These are sweet balls which are prepared out of puffed rice and jaggery, and these are very light snack and they are very low in calorie, and at the same time they are very easy to prepare. They hardly take some time and they can be ready in just minutes with limited ingredients in your house. So let's see how to make this light snack. Puffed rice 150 grams, clarified butter or ghee 1 teaspoon, jaggery 250 grams, 2 pinches of cardamom powder. First up, in a non-stick pan, I am going to lightly toast the puffed rice for around 3 to 4 minutes. Keep stirring it and roasting it. Make sure it doesn't stick and doesn't become very dark. Keep the flame on low to medium high heat. Once you see they have become very crispy, now I am going to transfer it into another container and keep it aside. Now in a pan, put the clarified butter over medium high heat, and once it melts, add the jaggery to it. Keep stirring it and breaking the jaggery over low to medium high heat to prevent it from burning. Keep stirring it until you see that the jaggery is fully melted and it's smooth and free from any kind of lumps. Keep mixing it. And when you see that the jaggery has come to one consistency and it's completely dissolved, now add the cardamom powder to it and again mix well. Now when you see the consistency is good, at this point of time add the puffed rice to it. Now keep the flame on very low and keep mixing it and stirring it until you see all the puffed rice nicely coated with all the jaggery mixture. Keep mixing it for a while, and when they are nicely coated with the jaggery mixture, keep the flame on very low and let it caramelize for around 1 or 2 minutes. Now off the flame, and when it becomes little warm to handle enough, we can start making our laddus. And when you are able to handle it, with the help of the greased hands, take 3 to 4 tablespoons of mixture in your hands, and with the help of your palms, roll it out to make a round and firm laddus. Keep pressing it while you are making the laddus. This will help in filling the gaps inside the laddus and will also help in making it more firmer and tighter. But this procedure has to be really quick, otherwise your mixture will start solidifying. So if you want, you can take somebody's help at this point of time. Keep doing this until all the mixture is used up, and let the laddu stand at the room temperature for around 15 minutes to cool enough, and then you can store it in any airtight container. So my light and crunchy Kurmura Laddus are ready. As you can see, here I've used jaggery because I personally like it, and it also gives a nice color to the dish. But few people also use some sugar to it, and if you want, you can also use half an hour. It's really light snack, low in calorie and perfect for snacking any time of the day. And if you want, you can also put this in children's extra lunch box. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare delicious coconut laddu. And today I'll be showing you a very quick version of it, which is prepared with desiccated coconut, sweetened condensed milk and almonds in it. It is an Indian sweet which is prepared during festivals and occasions. So without any further delay, let me show you what you need for this. 1.5 cups of desiccated coconut, 3/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk, 1/4 cup milk, 1 teaspoon of clarified butter or ghee, 2 tablespoons of chopped almonds, extra desiccated coconut and some almonds for garnishing, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder. First heat clarified butter in a pan, and then to this I am going to lightly fry the chopped almonds. Stir it until it changes its color to little golden brown. You can see how it's looking now. You can use any other nuts of your choice, but I personally like the taste and crunch of almonds in every bite. Keep stirring it for a minute or so and then remove it on a kitchen towel. Now in the same used pan, add the condensed milk. Next, the plain milk and mix well. If you want, you can also add 2 to 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar over here for extra sweetness. Mix well until they are combined with each other. And now to this, I am going to add the desiccated coconut and keep mixing it and stirring it constantly on the low flame until the coconut has fully taken and absorbed the moisture from the milk and the condensed milk, and it has become little tender and cooked. This will take around 5 to 7 minutes. While stirring, also mix in the cardamom powder and again mix well. Keep doing this until the mixture turns little thick and starts to come together to make a dough-like consistency. It will start to leave the sides of the pan. Once this stage has come, remove it off the heat and let it cool down a bit. Now also add the almonds we fried earlier and mix well. And before the mixture cools down completely, take a small portion of the mixture, say 2 to 3 tablespoonful, with the help of your greased palms and roll it into roundels slowly this way. Keep rolling it. It is very to shape them, but if you find the mixture to be very sticky, you can again return it onto the pan for a minute or so and make it little dry. Now once the laddus are getting ready, roll them immediately on the extra desiccated coconut on a plate evenly on all the sides so that it is coated well all over. Do this with very light hands so that the round shape is retained, and keep it aside. Keep doing this for all the mixture, and when all the laddus are ready, roll them on the extra desiccated coconut, and when they are ready, garnish them with some almonds on top and serve. And if you are not consuming, store them into any airtight container for later use. So the coconut laddus are ready. They look really yummy and it just melts in your mouth. And here I've used some desiccated coconut as I showed you, but in case if you want to use the fresh or the raw coconut, that also you can use. For that, just grate it and just toast them in a tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee and then use it. And if you want, you can also add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder in the mixture and then make laddus out of it. In that case, it will come out chocolate coconut laddus, and just give it a twist. Today I am going to show you how to prepare Sev Barfi. It is also known as Singar Mithai or Singar Barfi. This is very popular Sindhi sweet dessert which is prepared out of unsalted sev and some milk, sugar basically. It comes out really soft and delicious, and it is a kind of fudge. So let me show you what you need for this. Unsalted sev 200 grams, khoya 200 grams, milk 200 ml, sugar 200 grams, 2 to 3 drops of rose essence, less than 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder, some saffron strands soaked in 1 tablespoon of milk, 1/4 cup of chopped almonds and pistachios. First up, boil the milk in a pan. Here I am making the barfi with all the quantities of the milk, sugar, khoya and the sev equally. So if you want to make more or less, you can adjust the quantities accordingly. Now when the milk is boiling, add the sugar to it and mix it until it is completely dissolved. When you see the sugar is dissolved, now mix in the khoya and again mixing it and stirring it so that it doesn't stick at the bottom of the pan. Now you can see the milk and khoya has become little thick. Now put in the sev to it. This is unsalted sev you get easily available in the market. It is not very thick also and not very thin also. But if you don't find it, you can use slightly salted sev, but in that case you can adjust the sugar accordingly. Keep mixing it, and before the sev starts to absorb the milk, add the cardamom powder and the saffron soaked milk to it, and again stir well. Keep mixing it. Now add rose water to it and again give it a good mix. Soon you will see the mixture will start thickening and the sev will absorb most of the milk and the moisture. Few people also use some food color, that is yellow food color. If you want, you can do that. Keep stirring it, and when it is thickened enough and starts leaving the sides of the pan, this will take around 5 to 8 minutes and it has come to one dough consistency. Now it's time to off the flame and let it stand for some time, say around 2 minutes, and then remove it or transfer it on a greased plate or tin or whichever container you are using, whichever box you feel it's comfortable for you to take out the pieces easily. Spread it onto it and with the help of a spatula flatten the top. It should not be very thin also, but at least 1.5 to 2 inches thick. Now flatten the top evenly and then spread the nuts all over it and press it little with the help of the spatula. Now let it sit in the room temperature for around 3 to 4 hours or until it is set enough to cut into pieces. And if you want, you can cool it a bit at the room temperature and then put it in the refrigerator to set. And once it is set, you can cut them into pieces or any shapes you like. And my soft and yummy Sev Barfi is ready. As you can see, it has come out quite good and quite nicely set. So give it some resting time. Don't be in a hurry to cut them. And it just melts in your mouth with all the chunks of khoya and dry nuts in it. And it's really worth trying. So do try it and let me know how it turned out in the comment section below. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more such recipes. You can also tune into my channel for a whole new recipes every Tuesdays and Fridays. You can also connect with me on Facebook. The link to my page is in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi my lovely foodies, I'm Kanak. Welcome to my channel Ready Steady Eat. Today I'm gonna show you how to prepare Basundi Panna Cotta. Basundi is basically Indian dessert which is very famous in Gujarat and Maharashtra, and it is prepared by boiling the milk on low flame with some flavors like cardamom and saffron in it to a dense reduced sweetened milk. Today I'll be showing you how to prepare the basic Basundi and then give it a twist by making Panna Cotta out of it. So let me show you what you need for this. Whole milk 2 cups, condensed milk half a cup, milk powder 3 tablespoons, cardamom powder 1/4 teaspoon, brown sugar 3 tablespoons, almonds and pistachio 1/4 cup. Half of them I have finely chopped and half of them I have coarsely crushed in a blender. Water 4 tablespoons, gelatin 1 tablespoon, few strands of saffron. In a heavy bottom pan, add the whole milk and let it come to a boil. After 2 to 3 boils, when it starts to reduce, keep stirring it and scraping the sides of the pan. To this, I am going to add the condensed milk. This gives a very good flavor and sweetness. And next, I am going to add the milk powder. This also helps in adding the creaminess, texture and sweetness to it. Next I am going to add brown sugar. This will help in adding the color and sweetness to it. So if you want, you can skip sugar also, but I like little on the sweeter side, so I am adding over here. Keep stirring it and mixing everything well so that it doesn't stick at the bottom of the pan. Continue stirring and scraping the sides. Next I am adding both the flavors I am using, that is the saffron strands and the cardamom powder, and mix well. Also mix in the finely chopped almonds and pistachios. Mix everything nicely and let it cook on low flame for 10 to 15 minutes or until it is reduced to less than half its quantity. While it is cooking on low flame, I am going to dissolve the gelatin in the water. So for this, take a small saucepan and boil the water. When the water comes to boil, close the flame and then add the gelatin to it and keep mixing it properly. This process is called blooming. Now this gelatin mixture is ready. I am going to pour this gelatin mixture into the reducing milk solution and mix well. Keep mixing it and let it cook further for 1 to 2 minutes and then close the flame. You can see and make out that it has come to thick and creamy consistency. Now I am going to pour this in individual serving molds or cups. You can use any small bowls, or if you want you can also use shot glasses over here. Now I am going to fill it up to 3/4 portion and let it cool down a bit before putting into the refrigerator, and let it set for 2 to 4 hours or until it is set. Now let's remove it and check. Yes, it is set enough. You can see it's wobbling on top. And if you want you can serve it this way only by putting some chopped nuts or any other choice of garnish on top. Or if you want you can demold it also. So for demolding it, run a sharp knife around the edges and dip it in warm water for few seconds, and then turn it upside down onto the plate in which you want to serve, and just pat it a little, allowing it to come out, and slowly remove the container from the top. You can see how beautifully it has come out with the shape retained. Now I am going to garnish it with some more chopped nuts like the almonds and the pistachios on the top, and some rose petals on the side, which will give it a very beautiful and traditional look. You can serve it immediately, or if you want you can put it in the fridge. So my lovely Basundi Panna Cotta is ready. As you can see, it has come out quite beautiful, and I have just decorated and garnished it with some dry fruits on top and some rose petals on the side to give it a traditional look. If you want you can also garnish it with some fresh fruits of your choice. But one thing keep in mind, make sure to give it a setting time. Give it enough time for setting, like 2 to 4 hours, whatever is needed, whatever is required. Otherwise while demolding it, it will start to break off. Today I am going to show you how to prepare chocolate sandesh, which is traditionally pronounced as chocolate sandesh, as it is a Bengali sweet dessert recipe. This is a very quick and healthy recipe, and it is made with a very few simple ingredients you already have in your house. So today I am going to show you how to make the simple sandesh into sweet dessert recipe by adding chocolate to it. So let me show you what you need for this. 150 grams of fresh paneer or chena, 4 to 5 tablespoons of powdered sugar, few drops of vanilla essence, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of fresh cream, some pistachios and chocolate sprinkles to garnish. Here I've got fresh chena or paneer in a muslin cloth which I've removed half an hour back. You can refer to one of our video on how to remove fresh paneer at home. This recipe works best with fresh paneer. Now crumble and place the fresh paneer or the chena on the clean kitchen platform and knead it with the help of your hands, rubbing and scraping it back until it rolls into a smooth and soft dough. Now in between, keep mixing the cocoa powder and the sugar little at a time, and again keep kneading the dough. Also add in the fresh cream and again mix well and knead well. Keep doing this until all the sugar and the cocoa powder has incorporated well with the mixture and forms a smooth dough consistency. Now it has all come together, you can see. Now place a non-stick pan over low heat and place the mixture into it and let it cook, stirring continuously until it becomes a soft dough. You can see that the color has darkened a bit and the mixture will soon become little softer, leaving its moisture, and then it will come all together. This will take around 3 to 5 minutes. This step will help in removing the rawness of the paneer. Now close the flame and add the vanilla essence to it and mix well. Now remove it onto a plate and let it become little warm enough to handle, and then we can start making our sandesh out of the mixture. Now you can make any shapes you like, you can use any cookie cutters you like, you can also make round flattened balls out of it. But here I've got this small cookie cutter. Now flatten the mixture on the plate and cut it with the help of the cookie cutter and place it on a plate. Do this for the entire mixture. Now our sandesh is ready. They have got good shape. Now I'm going to garnish it with some pistachios in the center, and then I'm going to put some chocolate sprinkles on the sides. And my soft and mouth-watering chocolate sandesh is ready. Wasn't it very simple to make? It just melts in your mouth and just craving for more. And it is perfect for any kind of last-minute preparation for any kind of festivals or occasion. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare Mohanthal. This is absolutely one of the delicious sweets in India, which is prepared out of gram flour basically. It takes a little longer time to make this for roasting the gram flour and then setting into pieces, but the result is really worthwhile. So let's see what you need for this. 2 cups of gram flour or besan, 1 cup of clarified butter or ghee, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder, half a cup of water, 3/4 tablespoons of sliced almonds and pistachios, 3 tablespoons of warm milk. First I'm going to put the gram flour into a large bowl or a plate, and to this add half of the clarified butter or ghee to it. Keep mixing it and rubbing it with the help of your hands, and try to bind it till it becomes little crumbly in texture. You can see how I'm rubbing it with the help of your hands and binding it. Keep doing this for a while, and to this I'm going to add the warm milk and again mixing it and binding it until it looks little crumbly and forms small chunks. You can see. Now keep it aside for at least half an hour. Meanwhile, mix the water and the sugar together to form a syrup. Cook until the sugar is nicely melted and bubbly and it comes to one string consistency. Once the syrup is ready, keep it aside on low flame. Now it's been half an hour. The syrup is ready. Now heat the remaining ghee in the pan, and to this add the gram flour mixture. Saute it on low to medium high heat and keep stirring it constantly to avoid burning. Keep stirring it and sauteing it until you see it's changing its color to little golden brown in color and starts giving out nice fragrance and flavor of the gram flour, and it will also become little dry in texture. This procedure will take around 8 to 10 minutes. Now also add in the cardamom powder to it and again mix well. Keep stirring, and once you see it has sauteed and cooked enough and has come to good color and little dry in texture, now pour in the sugar syrup little by little on low flame, stirring it constantly. Keep adding the syrup and mixing it. This will take around 4 to 5 minutes. Keep doing this and stirring, and when the mixture is binded enough and comes together leaving the sides, close the flame and let it rest for around 3 to 4 minutes. You can see the texture of it. It has become one dough consistency leaving the sides, and most of the moisture and the oil has been taken by the gram flour. Now transfer the mixture into a grease mold or tin or plate, whichever convenient for you, to remove the pieces later. Flatten the top with the help of the spatula. Now I'm going to sprinkle the almonds and pistachios on top and again press them little to settle them. Now set it aside to cool down completely for at least 3 to 4 hours or until it is set enough to cut into pieces. Now it's been 3 hours and it is set enough. If you want, you can put it into the refrigerator for only for half an hour. This will help in setting better. Now I'm going to cut it into pieces. See how nicely the pieces have come out. My Mohanthal is ready to serve. So my Mohanthal or my besan barfi is ready, and it has come out quite good in nice pieces. So don't be in a hurry to cut it. Give it some resting time and let it set for some time. And one more thing also I want to tell you, if you find the mixture to be too dry, just go ahead and add a tablespoon or 2 clarified butter to it and then set it. And you can put any other nuts of your choice, it depends on your choice. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare coconut and chocolate candy bars. These are candies which are prepared with coconut mixture, which are rolled into dumplings or into bars, and then they are dipped in dark melted chocolate with some roasted almonds in it. So let me show you how to make these candies. 2 cups of desiccated coconut. You can also use flaked coconut, shredded coconut, any coconut you like. 1/4 cup roasted almonds, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, pinch of salt, 3/4 cup of sweetened condensed milk, 250 to 300 grams of dark chocolate grated, 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of milk. First, grease a butter paper on a plate and keep it aside for later use. Next, mix together the condensed milk with vanilla and salt in a large bowl, and to this I am going to add the powdered sugar little at a time. Keep mixing it to dissolve it completely in the mixture. Keep adding the sugar little at a time. The mixture will become little thick and dense over here, so add the milk at this point of time and again mix well. Keep adding the sugar little at a time, and once it is completely dissolved and comes to thick and pouring consistency, you can see. Then we are going to add the desiccated coconut. Also make sure that your condensed milk is at room temperature and it is not from the fridge, otherwise it will be hard to mix the sugar. So in case if you want, you can microwave it for 10 to 15 seconds and then use it. Now we are going to add the desiccated coconut and mix it really well until you see that all the moisture has been taken by the coconut and it has come to dough-like consistency. The dough should be semi-stiff and little sticky. Now I am going to transfer this mixture onto the greased plate, and with the help of wet hands, try to give it a square shape this way. If you cannot do this on a flat surface, you can also use square-shaped cake tin or any other container of your choice. It should be around 1/2 to 3/4 inch thick. Now with the help of a sharp knife, I am going to give a slight impression in such a way that I can remove bars out of it later. This way it becomes easier for me to place the almonds accordingly. You can see now I am going to put 2 roasted almonds in each bar by sticking it into it and pressing it a little so that it stays there. And then put it in the fridge for an hour or until it is firm enough to cut into bars. Once it is set enough, remove it and cut it into bars slowly, taking care not to break it apart, and keep it aside. Now these coconut and almond bars are ready to put it into the melted chocolate. Here I am using the double boiler method as it keeps the chocolate melted consistently. But if you want, you can also put the chocolate and the butter together in a microwave and then microwave it after every 30 seconds for smooth and flowing consistency. Now once the chocolate is melted, with the help of a fork, dip each bar into the chocolate mixture until it is fully coated all around with the chocolate mix. Now remove it and let the excess drip, if any. Keep doing this with all of them and again place them on a clean and dry butter paper. Once coated, refrigerate it for 15 to 20 minutes or until the chocolate coating is set enough. Arrange them in a plate, or if you want, you can also pack them with colorful wrappers. So my coconut and chocolate candy bars are ready. The combination of the coconut, chocolate and the roasted almonds is really amazing. It is soft, juicy and chewy inside with crunchy chocolate outside. Here I've showed you how to prepare bars out of the coconut mixture, but in case if you don't have time or in case if you don't want to make it, you can just roll them into roundels and then dip in the dark melted chocolates, and that will make coconut and chocolate balls. Today I'm gonna show you a very simple and chilled dessert recipe which is loved by everyone, that is Malai Kulfi. This is prepared out of reduced milk with some flavors like cardamom and saffron in it, and then it is freezed overnight. This is a very easy and super cool recipe to prepare at home, especially during the time of summers. So over to my kitchen to see what you need for this. Whole milk 2 cups, milk powder 3 tablespoons, condensed milk half a cup, a few strands of saffron, sugar 2 to 3 tablespoons, cardamom powder half a teaspoon, finely chopped pistachios and almonds 1/4 cup, pinch of salt. In a heavy bottom pan, add the whole milk and let it come to a boil. After 2-3 boils, it will start to reduce. Keep stirring it and scraping the sides of the pan. To this I am going to add the condensed milk. This gives a very good flavor, sweetness and texture. Next I am going to add the milk powder. This also add to the creaminess and sweetness to the kulfis. So if you want, you can skip the sugar also over here, as we are using enough sweetness, but I am adding just a little over here as I like to be more on the sweeter side. Keep stirring it and mixing everything, making sure it doesn't stick at the bottom of the pan. So continue stirring it and scraping the sides until it reduces to half. Now I am going to add both the flavors I am using over here, that is saffron strands, and give it a good mix, and then add the cardamom powder and again mix well. And then keep it on low flame for around 10 to 15 minutes or until it is reduced to half its quantity. Keep stirring in between, and you can check and make out that it has come to good thick and creamy consistency. Off the flame at this point of time and let it come down to room temperature completely before putting into any molds. Now it has cooled enough. I am going to add a pinch of salt to it. This enhances the flavor. And then I am going to add the chopped dried nuts over here and mix really well. The reason I am putting the nuts at last is that they'll still remain crunchy after freezing. Otherwise, if you'll put them while boiling, they'll become soggy. Now it's the time to set them. Pour the mixture in the molds you like. If you don't have any molds, you can also freeze them in any container or even in ice trays. Here I've got some kulfi molds which are easily available in the market. I'm going to fill them up to 3/4 portion and then cover it, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer for at least 8 hours, but overnight is better. Now take the molds out of the freezer and let it stand for 2 minutes before removing them. If they are stuck, you can dip the molds in warm water for a few seconds to remove them easily. Now it's come out. You can see how lovely and tempting it looks. Remove them and serve them immediately, or if you want, you can wrap them with a butter paper and again put it in the freezer for later use. So my cool and creamy Malai Kulfi is ready to bite into it with some nuts in it. It is really sinfully divine and all natural to prepare at home. Here I showed you the basic Malai Kulfi, and if you want to make Kesar Kulfis, you can just add half teaspoon of saffron soaked in 1 tablespoon of milk and put it into the mixture while it's boiling for a more dominant flavor of the saffron and its color. So today I'm gonna show you how to prepare chocolate modaks. Modaks are sweet dumplings which are prepared during the time of festival of Ganpati in India, and it is offered to Lord Ganesha. There are many ways of making modaks, but today I am going to show you a simpler version of it which is prepared out of khoya with some chocolate flavor in it. So over to my kitchen to see what you need for this. 1 cup of khoya, half a cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 4 to 5 tablespoons of desiccated coconut, 2 teaspoons of clarified butter or ghee. First up, in a blender, put the khoya along with the sugar, milk and the desiccated coconut and blend everything well for around 1 to 2 minutes. Now it is done. You can see the texture of the khoya. It has become soft and smooth. Now in a non-stick pan or a heavy bottom pan, add this mixture and let it cook on low flame for just 3 to 4 minutes. It will start becoming softer, leaving out the moisture first, and then it will start becoming little thick. And when the mixture is still soft and before becoming thick, add the cocoa powder to it and mix it well, and then close the flame after 1 minute. Mix the cocoa powder nicely to form an even color smooth dough. Now add the vanilla essence and mix well. At last, I am going to put the clarified butter or ghee just a little to it. This will help in giving it a smooth and glossy texture. Now the mixture is ready. Let it come down to little room temperature to handle enough, or if you want you can refrigerate it for around 4 to 5 minutes so that it becomes little firm to form into shapes. Now grease the modak molds with some ghee. These are very easily available in the market. Ghee will prevent the mixture from sticking inside. Now fill the mold with the mixture. Now press it nicely with both the hands to form modaks. Now slowly demold it, remove it, and the chocolate modak is ready. You can see how lovely and beautiful it looks, with good shape and tempting chocolate inside and gloss on top. Repeat the process for all the mixture to make modaks. Let it cool down a bit, and then if you want you can refrigerate it. So my delectable chocolate modaks are ready with very good shape retained and nice gloss on top. If you want you can also stuff it with some nuts of your choice. And as I told you, it's perfect for Ganpati festival in India, but if you want you can make it anytime. I don't need you any festival to make such modaks.